Hello everyone, Brian here. Today we are going to explain the use of Rebase in Git. This is the initial graph we are going to make. To see in a bit the way the Git history tree, we use this command, and create an alias to make it easier. First we are going to make this deviation. Create a new branch, feature 1. Do changes and then commit it. Return back to the main branch, master. And we make new changes and save it. Now, we have the same historical tree like the image. Now, we are going to integrate the changes from the feature 1 branch into the main branch master. First, check out to the feature 1 branch and execute the rebase, Git Rebase master command to merge both branches. Like we see, the last commit of the diverged branch, feature 1, is convened with the main branch, master. This generate a new commit in front the main branch master, the one you're rebasing onto. Next, check out to the master branch and merge with the feature 1 branch. Now, we can see how the both branches are at the same level with all the changes. This is the graph about what happened when we execute Git Rebase master branch from the feature 1 branch. This is the graph when we combine the branches using merge command, after we executed rebase command. This is the workflow used for this example. We have one server with the remote repository, in this case, GitHub. We have two developers who clone the project to their computers and work in. We can see a clearly difference between using merge command and rebase command when we want to combine the changes from the remote repository to our local repository. First, create a GitHub repository, but you can use any version control system online, for example GitLab. Copy the URL of the project to add that to the local repository. Add to the remote connections list. Do the first push to the remote repository of GitHub. We have to clone the repository to create two developers who can interact with the GitHub repository. Developer 1, Sophia. Developer 2, Brian. First, Brian do some changes and push up to the remote repository. In addition, Sophia do some changes and push up to the remote repository. As the repository of GitHub was updated by Brian. First, Sophia must download the changes and add them into her repository. Exists two ways to do this. 1. You can download the changes with git fetch origin command and then combine using git rebase master command. 2. The second option, pull rebase master command to download and add the changes at the same time. After Sophia updated her repository with the changes from the remote repository, Sophia can push up her changes. Brian continued doing his job. As the remote repository was updated by Sophia, he needs to pull down the changes and update his local repository before he can push up his work. Sophia continued doing her job. Sophia push up her changes to the remote repository. Finally, Brian uploaded his local repository with the last changes. Was done by Sophia. As we can see, thankfully the using of Git Rebase, the flow of the Git historial, look clean and easy to understand. Compared to using merge, it is difficult to follow the flow of changes made. At the end we can see that both programmers have their repository updated with the latest changes. This is the point to start of this example. We have two developers Sophia and Brian and one remote repository in this case GitHub. First, Sophia makes a commit. Next, Brian pulled down the changes from the remote repository and do two commits. At the same time, Sophia created a new branch, feature 1. In the master branch, Sophia makes a commit. Later, Sophia checked out to the Feature 1 branch and made a commit. Next, Sophia will check out at the master branch and merge both branches. Finally, Sophia pushed up her changes to the remote repository. After that, Brian pulls down the changes with the following: git fetch origin command and git merge origin/master command, or simplify using git pull origin master command. As we see, this process generates a complex Git tree history. At the same time, Sophia decides to clean the Git historical tree with Git Rebase Feature 1 command. This generates a complex tree, but it looks like the rebase command. It didn't work. Don't worry, this changes reflex after the next step. Sophia, execute the command git push force origin master. This command overwrites the Git remote repository history. Now, the Git tree history looks clean and linear. After that, Brian decided to pull down the changes from a remote repository and merge them with his repository with these commands: git fetch origin command and later git merge origin/master. Poor Brian, his Git historical tree looks too complex. The solution: Brian needs to execute the next command, git rebase origin/master. Now, his Git historical tree looks clean and easy to understand. The next step is for Brian to push up his changes to the remote repository. Finally, Sophia pulled down the changes, using Rebase to maintain the historical tree clean. Thank you for watching.